Jon Goyens, former QMJHL head coach, joins us for the Coach's Room, and today we're talking a little Edmonton Oilers, a team that's been scuffling since basically the beginning of February. Let's start offensively, though, with this Oilers team. Everyone knows McDavid and Draisaitl. They are the guys who drive a lot of the offense, but the depth scoring has kind of fallen off a little bit. What were you able to find for us during your deep dive?
Well, there was actually even a really interesting quote also, which will lead to the second video that we're going to cover, is what Chris Knoblauch said. If you're not contributing offensively, you can't also be contributing to the offense of the other team. And I think that that's a huge issue right now with the Oilers, are the guys that aren't contributing offensively. And it's crazy because there's elements like their forecheck is so-so, but yet they are by far, since the Four Nations, #1 in offensive zone possession time. But the problem is there is no secondary scoring. I made this kind of comment about the Canadians recently, where they have a top 3 and a bottom 9. You know, if Draisaitl and McDavid are on the same line, you're almost looking at the same type of situation in Edmonton. There is no depth scoring. So what I'm looking at is they are getting to certain spots, but they just can't finish. They just can't finish. It's the old saying, you wouldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat. And that's kind of what we're seeing from the Edmonton Oilers. And I've got about 6 clips here that'll demonstrate their inability to execute, whether it be from the slot or the inner slot. We fire this up. Forecheck. Good. Look at all the space. Be more patient, right? So that's one chance. Wait, rebound. Kidding me? We still hit the post. And I get it. A guy like Connor Brown, guy works his tail off. He does a lot of good things. Here, zone entry, tip. Right here, you shouldn't miss the net. You missed the net. Fine. Rebound. Shouldn't miss the net. Don't even get a shot on net. Again, get heavy on the forecheck. That's all good. A rim release, and it takes a wacky bounce. Look at the opportunity. And still, nothing. Just buried into the middle of the pads. Now you got a 2-on-1. Ekholm's got a pretty good bomb. Look where he's going to hit Thompson, right in the blocker square. And then, boom, it's up and out the other way. Here's another opportunity. Corey Perry to the middle. That's tons of space. You missed the net. Not only do you miss the net, this actually sent the Flyers on an odd-man rush going the other way. And one more time, they roll into a 1-3 run. Good pressure, good way to create 2-on-1s. And again, can't even get that puck on net. Like, if you are squeezing the stick or you're not executing right there, Savoie, instead of redirecting, you might as well stop it. Might as well stop it and skate your whole body right into Urson to make sure you actually get it on net.
So if we were playing the expected goals game, and I hate to dive into analytics because I wouldn't even know how they would answer this question, but looking at all those opportunities that you just did, conservatively, would you say that the Oilers should have scored on 60% of those?
They are in the top tier of the league, like comfortably top tier of the league in expected goals for. So yes, even if you scored 50% of those chances from your depth guys, you're not going to be sitting at 15 goals at 5-on-5 since the Four Nations break. That has them 20th. And it wouldn't be so bad if they weren't 31st in goals against at 5-on-5. So the expected goals, that's the thing. If you're not executing there, what are you doing? You're in a lot of ways, you're fueling the rush going the other way. Very similar to what Chris Knoblauch said. If you're not contributing offensively, you can't be contributing to their offense. And when you miss those chances the way they're missing them, it's going back the other way too quickly.
Okay, so as difficult as those clips might have been to watch for an Oiler fan, almost like a blooper reel, what's been more frustrating, I think, to the fan base has been the way that they've played defensively. Has it been all on goaltending and getting stops, or has it also been the way that this team has defended?
So the two elements are, you need some stops. Like, there's got to be some serious bleeping moments behind the bench at times from players and coaches where you just need a stop. And the other part is the rush defense has been awful, near the bottom of the league in all categories on rush defense. So when we fire up these clips, you're going to see the first 3 goals against, you need to stop. You just need to stop because it's either a tight game or it's an opportunity to climb back into the game, but you need to stop. There was a one that went 5-hole there. Here, get your paddle on it. You got to freeze this. Don't just stand there. It's not mini hockey in the hallway of a hotel. Put your glove on it. Here, Skinner doesn't even get to the second post. Like, this is, that's just awful. Now, we get into rush defense. This looks like a simple 3-on-3 rush. I will ask you to look at Evan Bouchard on the far side, and then let's let this clip go. Right? So we're going to let this clip go. It's 3-on-3, but everybody for Buffalo has to wait for Thompson. Now it's a 1-on-4. This isn't a threat. That shot's over 50 feet out. Terrible rebound and terrible defending. The goal scorer, Alex Tuck, literally just touched the goal line. So let's call it 190 feet. Again, 3-on-3 rush. Watch them just drift away. Like we're playing pawn hockey. Who comes out of sight, out of mind? Alex Tuck once again. The urgency to defend. Bad change at the bench, but nonetheless, it's a 1-on-4. How do you let this simple pass to Armia right in the down the pipe not be impeded by anybody? Watch here. Alex Killorn reads the play, Harvard-educated player. Bad pinch by a forward covering the D. Easy breakaway. Like, you got to give a shit. Here, you can't pinch against the world-class talent and brains and scanning ability of Kucherov when you have 3 guys caught deep. But you do, and you get burnt for it. Like, they're not learning. Here, 2-on-1. Why is Nurse pressuring outside dots? He's on his backhand. Instead of buying the D partner time, he rushes, then he leaves the guy that he went for, and then it's just tic-tac-toe. Nobody touches anyone. Nobody interrupts any passing lanes. And again, we talked about don't contribute to the other team's offense. Horrendous turnover, and it becomes a 4-on-2. Too easy to score on that backhand. And the last one is a similar situation. It's a 3-3 game. 27 minutes left to go, and you turn over the puck and virtually give up a 2-on-0. Ekholm wanted to go for a change. Their rush defense comes from poor gap, but also poor puck management.
So it's goaltending and it's defense and it's the forwards turning over pucks. So it is like a multi-pronged thing here that's killing the Oilers. Do you think it's fixable then, I guess, is my question.
It is fixable because the game isn't rocket science. If it were, there's no chance I'd be talking to you guys today. And, the reality is reload, get above pucks. Don't cheat yourself. Don't fuel the other team's offense. And at times, the game can be as simple as get it out and get it in. And right now, you've got 3rd and 4th line guys that are overhandling the puck, as we saw in those last 2 clips, instead of a simple chip, play behind the other team's defenders. And until you could simplify that part, you're going to keep seeing what we're seeing right now, which is a 3-6-0 record since the Four Nations.
Yeah, and now they're passed by the LA Kings in points percentage as well. Jon, appreciate your time, man. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, guys.
What's up, hockey fans? If you enjoyed that video, then you need to be hitting the subscribe button right here at Daily Faceoff. Exclusive interviews and analysis from our hockey insider Frank Seravalli, fantasy updates from Brock Sagan, and a daily live show at noon Eastern, Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss any of the fantastic content, so hit that subscribe button.